Almost 5:14, what was supposed to be a Boise man's solo adventure in Southeast Asia became a personal struggle for survival. He developed a mysterious but serious infection in a remote area thousands of miles away from home. CBS 2's Denny Hawkins shares the story of his grueling journey and the support he received along the way.
The trip initially was just a vacation for a month.
Most vacations have some sort of agenda.
Malaysia, Vietnam, and Bali were the plan.
But no trip ever seems to go according to plan.
At some point I stepped on something, and it was so insignificant that I didn't really pay it any attention.
Bjorn Skovlin says he wasn't going to let a little puncture wound stop him from living on the edge and enjoying adventures endless like these windy roads. 4 days into a motorcycle ride in a remote part of northern Vietnam, Bjorn's foot started to hurt. A little at first.
The next day, I couldn't really walk on it.
Getting to a hospital, though, would become nothing short of an excruciating fight. The 30-hour journey, a test of strength.
Pretty intense. It was really painful.
A test of will.
I tried to keep emotions out of it, and I kind of just went into survival mode where I just knew exactly what I had to do.
But the infection was relentless and quickly spread up his leg.
I have to admit, I was kind of scared at that point, and the thought that I might not make it to the hospital had crossed my mind.
Bjorn made it to the hospital, but the infection got worse, and doctors in Vietnam had few answers about what was going on.
I think they just started giving me everything that they had in the hospital.
Even when he was released from the hospital, Bjorn still couldn't walk, and a quick test proved flying was still far too painful.
It was intolerable pain. It was worse than anything that I'd experienced up to that point.
Combine all of that with a visa issue, and he was stuck. Solo, but not alone.
I initially made the post on social media just to kind of update friends and family.
Back home, that community of friends and family was rallying, posting dozens of comments with words of support, medical advice, and offers to help get him home.
I never really felt that alone, and it was really, really comforting knowing that everybody had me on their mind, and made the whole ordeal a lot easier to cope with.
It took 2.5 weeks, but Bjorn eventually did make it back to Idaho. The antibiotics kicked in, and now the worst is behind him.
Oh my gosh!
And even though this story turned out nothing like the one he planned to tell, he says he's thankful for the people who helped him improvise along the way.
I wouldn't go so far maybe to say that it was completely worth going through this, or if I could do it again, that I would have this happen, but it was almost worth the experience just to find out how much people care. It was really touching, and 100% changed the way my outlook.
Well, Bjorn did want us to share some lessons he learned during this experience. First, no matter how small the injury, he says don't ignore it, especially if you're in a foreign country. Get every prick or cut checked out just to be safe. And if your doctor will allow it, he also recommends traveling with a broad-scale antibiotic that could help your body fight off a strange infection. His last piece of advice, buy travel insurance. In the worst case scenario, it's worth that extra cash.
New at 4, the Salvation Army is hard at work, serving our community. Last week, the organization handed out 806 food boxes and expects to hand out even more in the weeks ahead. That's one reason why CBS 2 and our parent company, Sinclair Broadcast Group, are teaming up with the Salvation Army. Tomorrow, we start an online drive to help local families in need. CBS 2's Scott Logan tells us the difference that we can make together.
The Salvation Army is the country's largest social service provider, and like the rest of us, it has changed the way it works during the coronavirus crisis.
At this moment, nobody can really go anywhere to help. So, no, this is definitely a unique situation throughout the United States and the world.
One big change is turning the food pantry into drive-through service or home delivery in Ada County. The Nampa Community Family Shelter provides grab-and-go lunches Monday through Friday. In Caldwell, the Salvation Army has moved to a drive-through pantry on Tuesdays through Thursdays. The Salvation Army is seeing a significant increase in the need for emergency assistance, especially in rent, mortgage, and utility help, as well as food assistance.
Food is definitely a big thing, but definitely the best way you can to support it is through financial giving.
All money donated stays in the valley to support the needs of the local community. The Salvation Army is also reaching out to the elderly to check on them, and the Salvation Army wants you to know it is always there for you.
We also are covering our phones just in case like a senior calls in or whatever, but we just, we're definitely open. We're not going to close no matter what happens, and we're going to be there to serve the community.
In Boise, Scott Logan, CBS 2 News.
New tonight, the Idaho Chinese Organization is lending a helping hand to help not only medical clinics, but also homeless shelters here in the Treasure Valley. CBS 2's Trevor Fay spoke with the organization's president about their latest donation to St. Luke's. He joins us live here in studio.
That's right, Brent. I spoke with Yang Gao, who's president of the Idaho Chinese Organization. She's working with others in the community to fight the coronavirus.
We're in this together, right? So let's have confidence in our community, in our government, in our medical professionals.
Yang Gao's organization donated medical supplies this afternoon at St. Luke's in Boise. Among those supplies were 10,000 gloves. She worries what might happen if healthcare workers run out of protective gear during this pandemic.
What we just want to make sure is we do our part. We help, right, to really, provide something that the medical professionals can protect them.
They aren't just focused on hospitals. They know the homeless are hit hard by this pandemic as well, so they've also donated hundreds of lunches to the River of Life Rescue Mission in Boise. And in turn, people are helping the ICO in their mission. The Chinese community itself has been pitching in with donations to be given to medical personnel. According to the Idaho Chinese Organization, those donations include hundreds of face masks, $20 gift cards, cleaning supplies, and lunches. Gao has heard the reports of violence against Chinese Americans in the wake of coronavirus breaking out in the United States. She says, fortunately, they've not experienced that in Idaho. As for this being a Chinese virus, she believes people who focus on where it came from are missing the point.
We're not against each other, right? So it's not just one group's problem, and this is not the time to talk about politics.
The Idaho Chinese Organization plans to make financial donations online for the next few weeks as a way of heeding the governor's stay-home order. Now, Gao understands that we're all scared, but she wants people to stay calm and focus on finding ways to win this war.
And with the governor's emergency declaration over the coronavirus, many organizations are doing what they can do to make themselves available to the community. That includes churches. CBS 2's Erica Lee shows you what 2 churches in Meridian are doing to reach their congregations.
Due to the impact of COVID-19, churches are changing the way they are delivering services, opting to stream online rather than in person.
The biggest thing we're doing is the live stream of our Sunday services, and we have been live streaming for years, so it's not a big difficult step for us. We're just trying to tweak and improve, and this last Sunday we did go live. It was not a recorded service that we did earlier in the week, but live in the moment, and so that's the biggest thing that we've done.
For Life Church, things have been going smoothly. The vast majority of the church has been supportive and appreciative to the transition.
We trust God that things are going to turn out and He's going to protect and we're going to be okay.
Capital Church is also doing online streams in lieu of in-person Sunday service. They want to remind members that positive things can come out of times of crisis.
So for us, we're really trying to just encourage our congregation every single day with prayer points and scriptures and how you're going to walk through this and really giving them the answers that really only Jesus can give to us at this time. So for us, even going online, we were able to see almost double to triple what we normally would even see on a Sunday as far as our reachability. So it's amazing that we're still reaching people.
Pastor King says they were able to reach about 10,000 people online last week, something that they've never done before. He says he has no fear during this time and is trusting God to lead the way.
There is something out there in this time. We know, like our pastor says, the church was built for crisis.